The following Let's Play has been rated perfectly fine to watch. Any attempts to break the game are for entertainment value only. However, if any typos happen to be found... Mwahaha! Hello everyone! Welcome to Season 7! You know, Season 6 was such a mess that for a while I was actually considering possibly maybe just pretending that Season 6 was nothing but a bad dream, and we would continue from when we last left off at the end of Season 5, with more Legend of Felinar. However, it has been a really long time since I last opened requests, and so I decided to go ahead and reopen requests. I'll make a video about it later. But anyway, for the first request, we are playing a game made by the one and only Lantis, who actually stole his name from some anime or something like that, so he's not really the one and only Lantis. But he's the Lantis that I'm thinking of, and he made a game called Game Over. It is called Game Over. Yes, no, actually it is called Generic Quest 8, and I'll get to why it's called Game Over here when it becomes relevant. But back to the game designer here, Lantis. If you don't know who Lantis is, then hi, you must be new to my channel. Lantis was there prominently for Super Mario RPG Revolution, my Let's Play of that, and unfortunately for him, he was also there for my Let's Play of Super Paper Mario. More importantly, Lantis hosts these Let's Races that I've been taking part in, and you know, they're actually pretty interesting. If you're interested in checking them out yourself, I'll provide a link to his channel in the description. Hopefully. As for the game that we're about to play, it is really special. You see, Generic Quest 8 has a custom battle system. Now, if you're familiar with the PC RPG makers, then that probably doesn't sound all that special, cause custom battle systems come a dime a dozen. But this is RPG Maker 1, made for the PlayStation 1, the first PlayStation, and it is a really limited game design tool. In fact, some of you probably won't actually be able to recognize when you're supposed to be impressed by something that happens in the game. So, I'll tell you what, if we come to any point where you're supposed to be all, ooh, wow, that's impressive, I'll go ahead and let you know. That sounds good to you, me, it sounds good to me. Does it sound good to you? Good. Ooh, wow, that's impressive. Now, I've actually seen giant text scrolling like this in another RPG Maker game, possibly more than another. The first game that comes to mind is Fufu the Acid Trip Bunny. But in this case, this is the first time I've seen scrolling text over scenery. That is actually a pretty nifty effect for RPG Maker 1. Alright, Generic Quest 8, Demo of a CBS. Yeah, that is something that we're going to have to keep in mind with this game. This is more of a technical demo than anything else, so don't expect like a full-fledged epic. He's working on a full-fledged epic, but this is not that. Alright, so let's start out by finding out about this game, because that's kind of important. Hey guys, it's Lantis, and we're back for another race. If you were curious about why I made this little game, it is simply because I wanted to try something new. After playing other CBS games and seeing Take's work, Take is some fancy pants RPG Maker designer from Japan, I just wanted to try my hand at my own CBS. I must not have thought it was going to go anywhere as I began working on it at a friend's house on EPSXE. I also wanted to limit myself by using just the default sprites in RM1 and see how good it could look without importing anything. I think the end result is at least impressive. Anyway, like all my demos, there is no password on this game, so feel free to look at just what it took to make a CBS like this. If you are in test play, make sure you don't quick save mid-battle as it'll screw things up. Thanks for downloading this game, and look forward to Arc Aerith, that's the big epic that he's working on, along with Sarah's Night. And be sure to swing by on the production studio at RPG Maker Magazine, now known as RGM Magazine. Lantis. And now we have the information we need. Should we start a new game or should we go to the tutorial? I say we should go to the tutorial. That choosing sound is a little bit delayed. Ooh, wow, impressive. Alright, Helpful Poultry. Hello, Helpful Poultry. Hello, I go by Helpful Poultry. I'm on vacation from Ark Aerith and decided to drop by here to give you some pointers on Generic Quest 8's custom battle system. So I'm guessing that Helpful Poultry is a character in Ark Aerith. Should I bring up what Ark Aerith is? Yeah, I'll go ahead and bring that up just for context. So, Lantis is partnered up with some dude named Sarah's Knight, aka SK. And they've been working on some big, epic RPG Maker 1 game called Ark Aerith. And you know, it's been going on for quite a while, there's a little bit of hype going on. I'm willing to bet that the game they're working on is going to be pretty much on the same scope as The Spiteful Dead, which I Let's Played a long time ago. Also, Spiteful Dead is still my favorite RPG Maker game, and I really should Let's Play it because the old Let's Play of it sucks. Moving on. Here are the HP bars. This is used in place of numbers. When it is depleted, that person is KO'd. You'll notice that the enemy HP is much greater than your own. Take that into consideration as you fight. Yeah, that's actually usually how it works. This icon signifies that this person has MP, so you'll know if you run out and need to restore it, so there's no MP meters. Like I said, this is a very, very limited RPG creation tool. And yet it remains the favorite of some people. Kinda weird that. Maybe it's because of nostalgia. Well, nostalgia's not winning over Lantis right now, I'll tell you that. This icon represents turn order. If this is over a character's head, it is currently their turn. When the turn order icon is over the enemy's head, it is his turn to attack. I'm just thinking here, it's nice that this Helpful Poultry is walking around to explain these things, because it helps make things a little bit more interesting. To continue the battle, you'll need to press X to confirm the enemy turn. Yes, RPG Maker 1 is very much limited. Keep that in mind, seriously. And that's the basics. Would you like me to tell you about the command icons below? Yes, please. Now for some detailed information. Hopefully you're going to have that text box sitting somewhere else. Use the D-pad to scroll to the icon you want me to talk about. This will be how you navigate the menu in actual fights. Oh, I get control. Ooh, that's impressive. So it doesn't matter what I choose, I'm going to choose this. This is the flee command. It has two commands. Flee from fight, back. Flee from fight gives you the opportunity to run. I'm not surprised, but there is a chance that it will still fail, so be careful. And finally, the back command just backs out of the flee command back to the main menu. And that's it for the flee command. Would you like me to tell you about the other command icons? Yes, please. Might as well go through all of these, find out what we're dealing with here, because who knows, it might be a little bit before I get into an actual battle. So consider this a teaser. This is the end turn command. It has two commands. I like that. It's command with commands. End turn, back. End turn will skip your turn and allow the enemy to attack. This was programmed by Lantis for testing and debugging. Good to know. So is it actually going to be there when we really play the game? And I think he was too lazy to take it out. Yeah, it's definitely going to be in there during the actual game. You know, you could have saved on some memory by taking that out. Speaking of memory, I couldn't help but notice, when the game was loading, the system data was only 1 block large. In RPG Maker 1, your game saves are saved in blocks, and those blocks are saved into different files. You got system data and scenario data. System data holds maps and items and stuff. Scenario data holds events and cutscenes and stuff. System data was 1 block large. By comparison, Jester's Hunt was 8 blocks large. Further comparison, Legend of Felinar was 5 blocks large. Take that how you will. Okay, so let's see. I can't think of a single instance where you would want to actually use this command other than just messing around. That sounds like a good idea. Maybe at some point I'll go into test play and mess around. It's the sort of thing I would do. Oh well. And finally, the back command just backs out of blah blah blah. We're just gonna keep on going. I think we get the gist of the and what the back command does, and you want to find out more? Yes. This is the defense command. It has 3 commands. Ooh, that's a record. Defend, use item, back. Defend will let you negate all physical damage on the next enemy turn, but it won't block any magical attack. Okay, that sounds pretty cool right there. There aren't a lot of games out there where defending actually is worth doing. The way you can tell if a character is defending is by looking at the character and noticing if they are walking in place or not. If they are standing still, they are defending. When it's best to use this is up to you. Use item is the command that'll let you restore your HP and MP. If you have any potions or mana powder in your possession, you will be able to use them in battle. You can use a potion anytime a character has less than max HP, but you can only use mana powder when a character completely used up all of their MP first. Good to know. You know, all this information is probably also in the README that comes with the game, but I didn't think to read the README, because who reads the README? I mean, I glanced over it a little, but I didn't really read it well. Whatever. This is another reason why you should take advantage of Overcasting when using magic from the offense command. Okay, we need to find out what Overcasting is. And finally, back command. And that's it for the defense command. Yes, please. Alright, at least one more. Aw, you can't like stand in front of it to let us know you're standing in front of it? Hey, tall guy with a hair and or cape going down his back. Move. This is the offense command. It has 3 commands. Attack with weapon, cast magic spell, and of course back. Attack with weapon is your normal attack. It will normally deal 1 bar of damage, but has a chance to critical strike and double the damage. Fancy! But there is also a chance for a normal attack to miss. Unfortunate! The same applies to the enemy as well. As for casting magic, both characters have 2 magic spells. One character has fire-based magic and the other has lightning-based magic. The first spell costs 1 MP out of 6 and will consistently deal 1 bar of damage. The second costs 3 MP out of 6 and it will consistently deal 2 bars of damage. That's... well, why wouldn't I just... no. That sounds like it doesn't scale up properly, but we'll see how it actually works when we get into an actual battle. It is here I should teach you about Overcasting. As long as you have at least 1 MP, you can still cast a level 2 spell. That's because it is very difficult to keep track of whether you have more than 1 HP or MP in a custom battle system. I actually tried explaining this in Jester's Hunt with mixed results. If you manage your MP well enough, you can get an excess of 2 extra MP before having to restore your magic. That is really useful. Please be sure to keep Overcasting in mind as you fight, as it could turn the tides in your favor. It's kind of interesting how you turn a limitation of RPG Maker 1 into a really interesting feature. Now about elemental weaknesses. Oh boy. Some enemies are strong to fire or lightning spells. In these cases, spells enemies are stronger to will do 1 less bar damage, so a level 2 spell will only deal 1 bar of damage, while a level 1 spell won't deal any damage at all. Well, there's a reason to use the level 2 spell, even though the level 1 spell is cheaper. It is up to you to find out each enemy's weakness and act accordingly in battle. Seems like he put a lot of thought into this. And finally, the back command, etc. And that's it for the offense command. We're going to pass on the rest, because we are done with the rest. Well, I guess you should be on your way then. Be sure to look for me in the tutorial and game of Arc Aerith. Okay, I will. That'll come a long time from now. Currently in testing. Oh, and we got this Fancy Pants title sequence again. It still looks pretty neat. Alright, let us start new game. Are we going to be able to come back to this and it'll say continue game, or is this just cuz? And why is that sound delayed? Is it because you don't actually have a text selection make a sound, so you had to add it after? I'm going to assume that's the case. Hello? Hello? Hello! Nice. You're awake. Would you happen to be a silent protagonist by any chance? Perfect! Listen, all of Generica is in great danger and I need your help. My name is Lucia, and I'm looking for a silent protagonist to help me seal up the stereotypical evil being that was released by the Dread Pirate Obvious. I feel like I should have skipped the tutorial and just come straight to this. Dread Pirate Obvious went into the obligatory Forbidden Northern Island and broke the seal while trying to plunder the island of its richness. And seeing as I am the only girl within the 3 Isles that has an unnatural hair color, I have to be the heroine to help fix this before we are all stereotypically wiped out by this generic threat. And that is why I came looking for you. So, what's your name? Right, silent protagonist. I forgot. Tony it is. Okay, Tony, I think our first stop should be Dread Pirate Obvious. Not only has he seen this cliched menace, but he's the only one who has a ship capable of making it to the unoriginally evil Northern Island. I hear that he has retreated to the forest just north of here. Let's go. Alright, and we get to control. We cannot sleep in the bed. How unfortunate. It is the statue of the goddess Serena. How on earth did this get here? That is like the only interactive object in here aside from this, shop? Why do you have a shop in your house? Whatever. Hello you two, you seem to be on a quest. That means you'll need a place to shop and somewhere to rest. Actually, Tony's room is just over there. Why would he pay to sleep in his own house? In fact, why are you in his house to begin with? To tell you the truth, there isn't another shop in this entire game. So if you want items or even save, you don't have many options. Now do you, little missy? Context. Sometimes it helps to see context ahead of time. Why, you dirty? Nuh-uh, none of that now. You do realize that if we fail, we are all dead, right? Yourself included. And? Come on, Tony! Let's go! Okay, so do we not get to do this? Do you need anything? Yes. Let's save. How long have we been going for? We have been going on for File B, because I don't like File A. We have been playing Game Over for 18 minutes. On that note, I should probably explain why the game is called Game Over here. It is because in RPG Maker 1, the only time you can trigger the Game Over screen is if you die in the default battle system. Since this game uses a custom battle system, that pretty much means that Lantis had to create a custom Game Over screen. And so he did that by taking RPG Maker 1's title screen feature and using that for the Game Over screen. Of course, that means calling the game Game Over so that the game's title displays Game Over in the title screen, which is the Game Over screen. If that makes any sense. Alright, now, what sort of items can we get here? Well, first off, how much does it cost to sleep in my own bed? That'll be 200 gold, darling. No. Come again, ha ha ha. Is he gonna laugh at us every time we leave? It's not a good way to get customers. Now, we got potions, and we got mana powder. We have neither, and we can only afford one thing. So, let's start with just buying a potion. Now then, let us check out our stats. There are empty options here. This cannot be avoided. He did not want these options here, and so he hid them. So let's see here. Data. Alright, so you remember the ignore option in Jester's Hunt? It appears that Lantis is pretty much using the exact same thing, so kind of interesting. And actually, calling it data makes it a little more, well, a little less messy-ish than calling it ignore, so I should have called it data. Of course, we have this empty option here. This is where magic would be located, and I'm assuming this is equipment. So let's take a look at our stats. They probably don't really matter, because this game uses a custom battle system, and since it's using a custom battle system, these options don't actually do anything. And I'm assuming we're not actually going to be using any equipment. So, let's see here. I don't think I need to change anything here outside of background color, so let me go ahead and change that. Oh, actually, now let me go ahead and change that. Come to think of it, am I ever actually going to need to come into this menu? I mean, we can't actually do anything in the menu. Although I find it interesting that potion actually is usable, but thankfully we won't actually be able to use it because RPG Maker 1 is smart enough not to let us use a potion on somebody who is at full HP. At least not from this menu. If you're in the default battle system, then it gets kind of dumb, especially when it comes to AI characters. Alright, so now we are on the world map. A custom world map. That is also impressive, because... Well, RPG Maker 1's default world map system... It's been a long time since I played a game that uses it, but it's basically like, when you notice how I have this new fancy pants border around my screen, it basically uses... Well, actually, the border around my screen comes from RPG Maker's map system. It's a point-and-click map system. So, Lantis apparently decided, screw that map system, he's going to throw in a custom map. He actually made another sort of game demo before this one, where he showed off custom maps. So, this is not new for him. Alright, so we got a couple of Jesterlings coming after me, and we are going to get into an actual battle. Let's have some fun. Alright, so let's see here. We each have 2 attacks, right? That is not where attacks are located. 2 magic attacks was what I meant. Did I say magic attacks or did I just say attacks? I'm not really sure, so I don't care. Let's see. Flame and Hellfire. Let's just go ahead and use a regular attack. I'm assuming that all battles are just 1 on 2. Was there any sound effects there? No, there were not any sound effects there. Huh. Press X, and... Actually, now that I think about it, we didn't actually cause any damage. No bunnies. Alright, let's cast a magic spell then. Also did not cause any damage. How about shock? Yay, that caused damage. So this enemy, I guess, is strong against fire, which means if I want to cause damage, he has to do multiple attacks. That sort of thing. Or he has to cast a stronger spell. Let's defend. No, that's not defend. And that's to end the turn, I guess. Alright, defending. I notice how the game sort of paused there in order to acknowledge that he's defending. Does that mean that he's got like some special item in here saying that we're defending? Yeah, I guess that means this. He's defending. How convenient that we're doing this game right after Justice Hunt, where I already explained how all this stuff works. It means that I don't have to really explain it again. Alright, so, this guy's kind of hurting, so let's see, she's already used 1 MP. So I'm using 1 MP again. Then after this, I'm gonna find out specifically if there's a place where we can find out how much HP she has. Let's see here. Yep, player 2 MP 4. That makes sense, which means... Well, where's player 2 MP? Player 2 HP... Oh, duh, it's sitting right there. Alright then. Physical attacks don't work on this guy. Huh. Not that option. This is going to take a little bit of getting used to. So let's defend. And... I guess, let's see here. We used twice, so... 3, 2, nah. And he attacks, and this battle is going to be kind of slow, I just realized. So, let's speed things up here. We basically know how this is going to work. I'm just going to back up here. How much MP does she have now? 3. Potentially, I could just do that overcasting thing, but I'm going to wait until my HP gets a little bit lower before doing that. I think it's time to heal. No, it's not time to heal. I can just use a more powerful attack now. And that'll kill him. So, back up and defend. And let's see here. Cast magic spell. Plasma beam. That looked painful. Oh, that only caused 2 damage. That's unfortunate. Well, guess I'm gonna have to make sure my death counter is modified for widescreen. I think this means I'm dead, because he sort of can't attack. Well, I could flee, but you know, just for the sake of showing off what a game over looks like. I mean, I could use a more powerful attack and that'll cause damage. Wait, what? That didn't work before, what the heck? Why didn't... Ugh. So... Ugh. This game's gonna have bugs. Just saying. It's a very complicated battle system, and... that sort of thing. It's possible that he missed a few glitches. Alright, we got money! Is my party member still dead? I'm not sure. Let's see here. Considering all this information is kind of gone. Maybe. I still want to show off a game over, so let's go ahead and die on purpose. Ambushed! Yeah, this game actually has back attacks and preemptive attacks. Now that's fancy. Kinda nice that characters don't stay dead after the end of a battle, but that doesn't really help in this case, cause that. Alright, seriously? This didn't work before. Why is it working now? Am I getting a critical hit? I'm assuming that's what's going on, cause it caused 2 damage and there was like a flash. Alright, so that thing I said about a custom title screen, this is a title screen. This is why the game is called Game Over. Because he called the game over so that on this title screen it would show Game Over just like the actual Game Over screen. And he added music because the actual Game Over screen doesn't have music. Or something like that. So where does this here go? Goes back to the title screen. Well, we're off to a stellar start. I'm now wishing that these letters went by a little bit faster because you can't skip this. Am I seriously starting the new game? Seriously? There's like no continue option? Alright then, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go ahead and sort of reset the game and play this game on test play. Hopefully I'll be able to play it on test play. And that way, if I get another game over, I can just hold the shoulder buttons and start and select, and I can just continue without... Seriously? You can't like actually continue from here? Yeah. Recommended that you play this on test play then. Be right back.